Hello, everyone, and welcome to Almost Fluent. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Marcus, and today we're talking about something that I think unfairly has a bad reputation.
Phone calls.
Phone calls. They're fine.
They are not fine. They are stressful.
They are 30 seconds of your life at most.
That is not true, and you know it. You have clearly never been put on hold for 40 minutes by your insurance company and then accidentally hung up on yourself right before someone answered.
Did that happen to you?
That happened to me last year. I cried a little bit.
Okay, but that's a you problem, not a phone call problem.
It is a phone call problem. It is specifically a phone call problem.
So we're talking about phone calls in English today. Making them, receiving them, surviving them if you're Kayla.
And I think this is genuinely one of the areas where even people who are very confident in English day to day find themselves hesitating. Because when you're face to face with someone, there's so much more to work with. You can read their expression, you can gesture. If you miss a word, you can often figure it out from context. On a phone call, it is just a voice in your ear, and you have about half a second to process it before they keep going.
I do understand that. I think for me, because I grew up here, the phone just feels normal. But I can completely see why, if English isn't your first language, even a conversation you'd handle fine in person suddenly feels different on the phone.
Exactly. And the situations where you need to make calls are often already a bit stressful. Booking a doctor's appointment, calling a landlord, sorting out something official. So you've got the language pressure on top of the actual thing you're anxious about.
That's a good point. Okay, so I want to ask you something. Unknown numbers. You pick up?
Never.
Never?
If I don't know the number, I don't answer. If it's important, leave a message.
What if it's something urgent?
Then they'll call back.
What if they don't leave a message and they don't call back and it was actually really important?
Then I'll find out eventually.
This is chaotic.
This is self-preservation. Do you know how many spam calls I used to get? I answered one once thinking it was my GP, and it was someone trying to sell me a kitchen extension.
A kitchen extension?
For my house, which I don't own, I'm renting, I don't need a kitchen extension.
I answer everything. Every single call. You never know.
You are going to be got by a scam one day, and I will not be sympathetic.
I haven't been got yet.
Yet.
What about making calls? Because I feel like that's where a lot of people get nervous, when you're the one initiating it.
Definitely, because when you're answering, you can react to what they say. When you're calling, you have to go first, and you don't know exactly what's coming back.
I always just go straight into it. Hi, I'm calling to make a reservation, or whatever it is. Get to the reason fast.
Same. I used to waffle at the beginning. Hi, hello, how are you? I was wondering if maybe... And by the time I got to the actual point, I'd flustered myself.
What changed?
I started thinking of it like the first line of an email. You don't open an email with, "I hope this finds you well," anymore. You just say what you need. So I started doing the same on calls. Name, reason, go.
That's actually good advice. And honestly, the person on the other end appreciates it too. If you call a restaurant and immediately say, "Hi, I'd like to book a table for Saturday." Great, we can sort that in 30 seconds.
Versus calling and then sort of hovering uncertainly while they wait for you to explain what you want.
I've done that. Early days. Called a place, they answered. I panicked and said yes before I'd even said why I was calling.
You said yes?
They said, "Good afternoon, how can I help?" And I said, "Yes, just yes."
What did they say?
There was a pause, and they very kindly said, "How can I help you today?" And I pulled it together. But those first 2 seconds, I completely blanked.
The call I always dread is when I've been transferred, because you've explained your whole situation to one person, they put you on hold, some music plays, and you don't know if it's worked or if it's just cut off completely.
And then someone new picks up and you have to do it all again from the beginning.
Hi, yes, hello. I'm calling about, and you've had this conversation twice already, and you're tired.
I've started just leading with, "I've just been transferred," when someone new picks up. Gets it out there immediately. They know to expect a slightly weary person.
That is smart, and it usually makes them more helpful as well, because they can tell you've already been through the system.
And the hold music. What is it about hold music? It's always the same kind of vaguely jazzy instrumental that makes you feel like time is not moving.
And then every 30 seconds, a voice comes on and says, "Your call is important to us. Please continue to hold." And you have to decide again whether to stay or give up.
And if you give up, you have to call back and start from zero.
So you stay. You always stay. That's how they get you.
What about asking someone to repeat themselves? Because I feel like a lot of people are embarrassed to ask.
They really shouldn't be. Bad signal, fast talker, unusual accent. There are loads of reasons you might not catch something, and none of them are your fault.
I say sorry, say that again, quite a lot. Very casually. I don't overthink it.
I tend to be a bit more specific about what I missed if I can. Like, if I caught most of it but not the key word, I'll say, "Sorry, did you say Tuesday or Thursday?" rather than making them repeat the whole thing.
That's smarter, actually.
It's just easier for both people, and if it's something like a reference number or an address, I always ask them to go slowly. Nobody minds. They'd rather repeat a number carefully than have you turn up on the wrong day.
The one I always miss here is names. If someone tells me their name and I don't catch it, I feel awkward asking again.
Just ask, "I'm sorry, could I get your name again?" Completely fine. The alternative is spending the whole call not knowing who you're speaking to, which is worse.
Voicemails. Let's talk about voicemails, because this is where I have a real problem.
Tell me.
Okay, so I know that voicemails should be short. Get in, leave your name, your number, your reason, get out. I know this. And yet every time I hear the beep, I lose my mind completely.
What happens?
I forget my own phone number.
You forget.
My own phone number. The number I have had for 6 years. Hear the beep, it's gone. And then I'm saying it slowly while also trying to remember it, which means there's about a 4-second pause in the middle of the message while I'm visibly trying to recall information about myself.
Have you considered writing it down before you call?
No.
Marcus.
In my defense,
There is no defense. Write it down. Before you call anywhere that might go to voicemail, just have your number written in front of you and a one-line note about why you're calling. 20 seconds of preparation.
that is annoyingly sensible.
I know.
Do you always do this?
Every time, especially for anything official. Doctor, landlord, anything like that. I have my reason written down, and I know what I need them to call back with. It means the message is clean and they have everything they need without having to call me back just to ask a follow-up question I could have answered in the voicemail.
Right, okay. I'm doing that from now on.
That's the bit people always rush.
Last thing, ending a call. Because I feel like there's a version of this that goes smoothly and a version where both people are trapped.
The trap. Yes.
Both people are done. The conversation is finished, and yet no one is hanging up.
You each keep saying okay and great and right and well anyway, and you're just going in circles waiting for the other person to go first.
I usually just say, brilliant, thanks so much, bye, all in one go without a breath, so there's no room for another round.
That is one approach. I tend to give a signal first. Okay, I think that's everything I needed. So the other person knows we're wrapping up, and then we both land at thanks, bye, together.
And it's fine to say bye-bye, by the way. I know some people think it sounds babyish, but it's completely normal on a call.
Very normal. Genuinely, most calls end with, okay, thanks, bye, or cheers, bye, or bye-bye, take care. Very warm, very casual. Nothing to overthink.
Unlike every other part of this conversation with Kayla, apparently.
I like to be prepared. There's nothing wrong with that.
She's not wrong. We'll see you in the next episode.
See you next time on Almost Fluent.